Hi, I'm Randolph Miller, and welcome to Bounce Around Charleston. In My Feelings Youth Empowerment Workshop will be held at the Royal Missionary Baptist Church to talk about bullying and peer pressure. And then, the Independent Tone Awards. My guest, Ernest Glover, will talk about what's happening this year. Increasing Faith Ministry with Pastor and First Lady Frankie Snyder will be here to talk about the new programs being offered in the North Charleston community. And then Wagner Bradley, our Low Country Weekend host and producer, will be here to take us on another adventure. Okay, welcome to Bounce Around Charleston. In My Feelings Youth Empowerment Workshop, my guests are Sydney Conrad and Yvette Lambright, and they're here with the topics to talk about something that's really in our system right now, bullying and peer pressure.
Yes.
Welcome to Bounce Around Charleston.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
We were talking earlier, and I said that I noticed that maybe many years ago, bullying was something that was happening, but we really didn't know really all about it like it is now.
Yes.
And what do you say about that?
Well, so bullying has been around for a long time. That's nothing new. But what has changed is the presence of social media and the increased use of that by people of all ages. So kids these days have cell phones at very young ages, have Facebook accounts, have Twitter accounts, and they're online, they're interacting with people constantly. So where it used to be maybe you go to school and you're experiencing bullying, and then you go home and you have a reprieve, you can really kind of steel yourself to go through that next day. Now kids go home and they're accessible 24 hours a day, and people are able to clone accounts or do things anonymously and reach teens or younger children 24 hours a day, making really hurtful and harmful comments.
What about peer pressure?
Peer pressure, I mean, kids when they go to school, you find that the climate just in the country is overall kind of cruel. And so when kids go to school, you know, they're going through this image thing, they're trying to find themselves and to see a me. So when you combat that with everything that's going on, it's kind of hard to process those feelings, especially when you're trying to be you're trying to be everybody's friend, you're trying to be not only that person to your peers, but you're trying to stand up to the expectations of adults as well. So it can be quite challenging and overwhelming on some children.
I saw a story on TV the other day. Young lady was making good grades. She was involved in everything at school, and the parents thought she was doing well. But then she committed suicide, and they found her diary. And in her diary, she wrote some very horrible things that she just thought her life wasn't worth it. Have you all heard any?
Yeah, all the time. A matter of fact, this whole workshop got started because of us youth at our church who said that she prayed that her friend didn't commit suicide, who was 8 years old. Unfortunately, that 8-year-old succumbed to that fate. And so they are putting up this facade, but at the same time, do we as adults really understand the time that they live in? Because certainly it wasn't like this for us when we were growing up. So, you know, some parents may brush it off for bullying or feeling like the child is overwhelmed and saying, oh, you know, things will get better, and kind of minimize the feeling of the child, whereas it's a huge thing to them. So, you know, how do parents keep up with the time as well?
And in reality, if you look at statistics, 4 out of 5 children who've committed suicide have actually shown warning signs of contemplating suicide and then following through with that. So it's really important to understand what those warning signs are and how to help someone.
Okay, are there any specific signs that parents should look for?
So some things are loss in interest in activities that maybe they were previously super active in. So if someone's an athlete, stepping away from some of those activities, changes in diet, change in activity, just becoming a little bit listless, losing interest really in things that they used to have interest in. Those can also be signs of a controlling relationship, which is another really important topic that we're going to talk about at the Empowerment Workshop, is the understanding of healthy versus unhealthy relationships. We see that starting younger and younger as well.
So who's invited to this workshop?
Everybody in the community. It's a free workshop that's going to be hosted by Royals Youth Church, and it's a free workshop. So we invite parents, We invite youth, we invite teachers, we invite everybody in the community to come to this free workshop so they can learn more. The more you're informed, the better decision making you can have when you find these things.
And we want children to come as well, because we're going to have age-appropriate breakout sessions for those youth. So 7 to 17, elementary school age children will be doing activities a little bit different from the others, but then middle school and high school age groups will be going through those main topics, understanding how really what is an abusive relationship, what is a healthy relationship, how to help someone when they're experiencing that, or if maybe their friend is the abuser, how to handle that, being an upstander versus a bystander. So being active in the community, and then their parents as well. And so how do you talk to your children about those issues? And even people who don't have children but maybe are aunts or uncles, or are part of a church or part of the community and want to be an involved member in helping those who may be in need.
If a child comes to this workshop and it's noted that they are experiencing the bullying, what will happen?
We have professionals on staff. We actually have therapists who work in the field already who will be conducting these workshops. So if such a thing comes up, parents and child will be able to get the help that they need and get the referrals to the community partners that they need.
And when they walk away, what will they walk away with?
They're going to walk away with referrals and resources that are in the community. Again, connections to therapists and counselors that work for MUSC. I work for my sister's house doing education and outreach about healthier relationships and the services that our client provides, survivors of domestic violence. And if we don't have the answer to the question that they need, we know the people who will be able to have those answers, and we'll find out for them. So,
Thank you for being here on Bounce Around Charleston.
Thank you
thank you for having us.
In My Feelings Youth Empowerment Workshop, October 20th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Royal Missionary Baptist Church Educational Center, 4761 Luella Avenue, North Charleston. For more information and to register, visit eventbrite.com at In My Feelings Youth Empowerment Workshop. Thank you, ladies, for being here today on Bounce Around Charleston. Okay, coming up next, join Pastor Frankie Snyder and his wife, Charlena, and their leaders and their members. They're beginning a new journey to help people in the community.
Yes.
You'll hear about it right after this break.